We want to bother with the Lavar Ball's racist comments, or is that old news?
No, it's not old news. Again, Lavar Ball is the P.T. Barnum type guy. He's just, any press is good press. Even if it's bad press, it's good press. He's got a brand and 3 kids coming. I think it's the only reason that a team might pass on Lonzo.
Well, I thought, how does that affect the kid?
It's really unprecedented for like a major league sport parent to say that. I think it's going to shift, to the next kids that are coming through, and the next one that's going to be at UCLA. But if he starts yapping his gums about, right before the draft, I think you'd be really cautious about where he's going to go. I just think both he and his father are just talking too much. And then as far as the racist comments, it's like, you know what? I don't listen to what that guy has to say.
Yeah.
Lonzo's going to do his talking on the court. And I think he could drop just because he's still a young kid. He's still under that father's thumb. He needs to exert himself as a young man. If we get Lavar Ball with Lonzo Ball, then the Lakers should pass. Absolutely pass on him. And if you don't want that package, if he just says, look, I'm going to keep my mouth shut, he's a grown man, and he's, now he's in the NBA and he's doing his own thing. I just think this guy's too much of a blowhard and a big mouth to keep his mouth shut. Yeah. But he does have two, the 2 kids that are, one coming to UCLA next year and the other kid in high school who he's going to, he can start yapping about them.
And that's the thing that I listen to this guy talk, and it's are you getting a package here? If somebody's going to draft Lonzo, am I getting his dad also?
Right.
And that's a major question that you got to have to sit down with the son or the boy and say, hey, look I'm not drafting your dad, I'm drafting you.
Exactly.
So we need to nip this in the bud now, right? And then, what are the brothers like? I know that they're good. I heard the youngest one is really good.
Had the
he's the one that went off for 92 points.
Yeah, but he cherry picks also and just sits at half court. But have these kids been? Are they just as good as Lonzo's a very, very good basketball player? Are these kids just as good? Because that's the other thing. Alford's got them for. So he has the middle son's coming in now, right?
That's right.
And then the other one's like a sophomore in high school. He's got them a couple years.
Correct.
Like you still have them for 3 or 4 years. And is this kid is the one coming in? Is he a one and done? Is he score and see the court like Lonzo does? I don't know too much about it.
I've heard varying reports.
Yeah, I haven't.
I've heard both.
Is he a guard?
I've heard both. Yeah, I've heard both that he is better. I think UCLA fans like to say, "Oh, we lost Lonzo, but his brother's coming in, and now he's reportedly better." I doubt that.
Right.
I doubt that. I think he's going to be a very good player. Is he a one and done lottery pick like his brother? Who knows? I mean, blue chip kids, you can't always tell. I don't think so. What I've heard is a little bit mixed, but I think it's sort of on the side of he's not quite his brother.
Right. So now is he going to play? Is the kids that I know they emptied pretty much the whole. They lost 4 or 5 guys, right?
Well,
starters.
Yeah, 2 more guys are going to.
The 2 biggest are Ball and Leaf.
Yeah.
That's the critical thing.
Welsh is Welsh the one that stayed.
Well, he's announced, but he hasn't. He doesn't have an agent yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
you go through all of that. You meet with or you ask for a report from the NBA. You say, I'm going to enter the draft. They give you a report about where they expect you to go in the draft, and you can go all the way up until the draft or before the draft without
an agent.
Hiring an agent.
Yeah, there's some time.
As long as you don't hire an agent, you can come back.
Yeah, there's a date in May.
And I'll finish with the tough thing for me is the cockiness of his father. And he played for the London Monarchs and on a practice squad with the Jets and the Panthers. And he's talking like he's like all everything type of kind of guy, and he averaged 2 points at Washington State, but he talks like it's the brand of ball, it's the ball brand, type of deal. Yeah. And, I don't know. I have trouble listening. I'll be honest with you. He comes on the TV, I'll turn it off. I don't need to hear it anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you. I try not to listen to him. Again, it's one of the things that I have against sports talk radio, where they go, hey, people are gonna listen. Not me.
Yeah,
I don't need to hear that. His son plays well. I don't need to listen to him.
Just in case somebody out there, for some unexplained reason, didn't get this quote. Realistically, you can't win no championship with 3 white guys because the foot speed is too slow. What do you think would have happened if a white father had said that about a black team?
Right. If he used a different stereotype, right. Like for instance, in the NFL, with African American quarterbacks, in the 80s, there was always the stereotype and the racist thought of them not quite being, intelligent enough to be quarterbacks, which was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And the NFL, you lost decades, not supporting the African American quarterbacks, and so. There would have been fallout from him from a player, somebody saying that, but. There is, it's one of those things where it's like, it's crass, it's sort of crude where he's coming from, but there's also something, the intelligent side of it, who's more rational, would say, if you look around the NBA, there aren't as many white American athletes. Most of the white athletes are European. And so you're seeing that diminish. That has nothing to do with foot speed. That has to do with different sets of talent. Those Euros are as quick and as fast as anybody, as any player. It's just different. It's a different game. But Lavar's silly. It's silly. Yep. It's silly. And again, you don't have to bash others. We saw what your son can do. He's a good player. He's young. He's raw. Let him play. Let's just watch him play.
Exactly.